Alright, hi everyone. This is the setup video for the induction lab. There's not a whole lot to this lab. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So I'll just point out a couple little things that I think will help you out. Little things that people find a little tricky, or some little things that will help you just make sure you get the best measurements, so that you're not spending too much time getting stuck, trying to figure things out and get frustrated. So first thing is the coil you have. You need to somehow scrape that off, scrape some of the end off, so you can see in the image. So if you have sandpaper, that's the best. So you want to make sure that you scrape that off really good, so that you get this nice copper, shiny copper color around all sides. So both ends of the wires you're going to want to take some off. So an inch should be sufficient. So that's a common thing I see is people don't always get everything on all sides scraped off, so that might cause a connection problem. All right, and then I'll show you kind of here what I'm doing is we're using the high gain sensor to gather our readings for this lab. And so what you're going to want to do here is your coil sort of already comes shaped into a nice coil, and I use some tape just to kind of hold it in place. And so like I did in the picture, I'm just going to bend the wire and plug both ends into the high gain sensor, those G+ and G- ports. Okay, and I have something like that. This way if I want. Okay, and then for that first part, you're going to be just dropping the magnets through the coil from various heights. Okay. Then in the second parts, you're actually going to move the coil around near the magnet. So your magnet is inside the bottom of this hook here. It's pretty small, little disc in there. And so one side's north, one side's south. I'm not sure which one's which. But essentially, probably the best thing I think you could do is if you place it on the table, so that this is one side of the magnet here. Then what you could do is kind of pick up your device, one with a coil, and you can move the coil around toward your magnets. If you want to flip your coil, just flip the whole coil and device around and bring it toward your magnets. Okay, if you want to bring it toward the other side of the magnet, or you could bring it toward it like this on the side with the hook. Okay, and then your final part, you're going to use your DAC ports. Okay, so you're actually going to run current through this coil you made. So you're going to want to plug one end in the ground, one end in the DAC port. Okay, so we've used that before. You remember how to use the expert mode. And then we're going to form what we call a pickup coil. So essentially, take two of your wires with the alligator clips on one end, and we're going to, so I kind of clip them together, and I'm going to try to form that into like a circular loop. Okay, best I can. It doesn't have to be perfectly circular, but we'll plug that into the high gain sensor. Okay, so our G+, minus. And then I'll move my magnet kind of away so that's not interfering with anything. And then I'm just going to kind of lay this out. So try to form it into like a circle, a little loop. Okay, and then one thing we've noticed with this is that you want to get some good readings. You're going to want your coil and that you made in your pickup coil to kind of be close together, especially their centers. All right, so try to make it so the center of the pickup coil and the center of the made coil are kind of close together, and they're also lined up. Okay, so they're all right, so I don't have this coil like way up in the air. I have it sort of on the same plane with pickup coil. Okay, because remember that your magnetic field strength through a coil is greatest through the centers of the coil. So if you get these centers of the coil and your pickup coil close together, you will see, you'll actually see something. And like I show you here in figure 5, you're really going to have to zoom in a lot to see these peaks, okay? So you can kind of see the scale that I used. You might not be exactly around the 0.036, negative 0.036 like I am. I tried it again with another IOLab device and I was in the positive. So, but this will at least give you an idea of the range that you're going to need to zoom into to actually see these tiny little peaks up and down when you turn the voltage on and off. All right, and that's it for the setup for the induction lab.